little lopsided. Hi everybody joining me live or catching the replay. I'm not really sure if anybody is here. I've never really used Facebook Live before, so maybe I'll see it when you guys show up. I have no idea. Okay, Facebook says keep going. We're telling your followers to join your video. Okay, let's see who shows up. Okay, I promise I'll stop singing. Oh, it looks like there's one person watching. Hi. I'm not sure if there are other people watching, but it is 9:01, and as promised, I am here doing this Facebook Live video. Hi, Charisse. How are you doing? Thanks for joining. Can you hear me okay? I'm not really sure if this mic situation works, but just let me know if you can hear me. Either, I guess, a thumbs up or a heart or a comment would be appreciated. Thanks for joining. Hi, Hamby. Can you hear? Oh, yes, you can hear me. Hi. Okay, great. This is exciting. This is my first Facebook Live video. Ignore all of the stuff on my dress. I have no idea what that is. Anyway, hi, Steffi. How you doing? Oh, I got a thumbs up. That's so cool. It's my first Facebook Live video. Hi, Kelly Belly. Hi. Is that Gemini Fly? Yes. How are you doing? Okay, so for those of you who are joining, my name is Krista David. David is my middle name. I'm an artist and public health practitioner in New York City, and I have notes over here, like little bullets, so if you see me looking on this side, that's what I'm doing, just so I don't forget those 5 points that I wanted to share with you. So if you're here now, that means you found me in one of 4 ways. 1, you are a part of my community via my newsletter. So you heard the news this morning about me quitting my day job that way. 2, you're friends with me on social media, either Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, and you found out about my big announcement that way. 3, you're a friend of a friend. I had a lot of dear friends share out my post this morning, and I'm so appreciative. And then 4, you just happened upon this video. Either way, it doesn't matter how you got here. I'm just very, very grateful that you're here. And hopefully the few things that I'm going to share are helpful, and then we'll just see what happens. We'll see where we go from here. So, like I said in my newsletter this morning, I made the decision I probably made the decision a few months ago to quit my day job, but I actually did it on July 27th, and it was after a lot of deliberation. Hi, LaShonda. A lot of deliberation that I decided that it was time to sort of wrap up this phase of my public health practice. For those of you who don't know, I currently work as a public health researcher at the New York City Department of Health for the Center for Health Equity, as the Senior Director of the Policy Planning and Performance Unit in the center. Hey Keish, hey Ashley. And I've been working at the health department since I finished graduate school, so it's been almost 10 years of me working as a public health researcher, mainly working in the field of, how do I describe this? Mainly functioning as a researcher interested in understanding health inequities, understanding why there are differences in the way some people, so health outcomes, health behaviors, etc., and just trying to figure out ways to close those gaps. So I've spent the last decade really passionate about advancing health equity, advancing racial justice, advancing social justice, and I've been so fortunate and blessed to work in my current position, and I'm very, very grateful for that. But all good things must come to an end. My public health practice is not ending per se, it's just evolving, and evolving in a way that includes my art practice. For those of you who know me, you know that I am a painter and a collagist, and I've been leaning in my art practice for the past few years actually, and now I'm at a point where I want to, hi Chantel, I'm at a point where I really want to give it the time and attention that it needs and that I want to give it. I told someone earlier today that basically my day job and my dream job are switching places. I used to, or I currently work a demanding day job, and I make art in the cracks, which is the evenings and the weekends, and now I'm flipping the script on that. So my primary focus and work come September 2nd, my last day at the day job, will be to create a thriving art practice and art business where I can make art that inspires and instigates social change, and then still do public health work with some of my time. So they're flipping places, which is really, really exciting. Now, it's funny because if you're on social media and if you operate in certain spaces, you might have come across a lot of folks who are sort of who aren't in the traditional workplace and who are, you know, off on their own trying to start their own businesses. They're creative entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, etc. And one of the things I've noticed is that people are always sort of racing after the six figures. And every time I would sort of engage in those conversations, I would chuckle and say, you know what, guys, it really, six figures is still not enough. You're going to get to a point where the money is just not enough, and that no matter how much money you make, if it's not meaningful work and if it doesn't fill you up, it's just not worth it. So just chasing a number, it's not going to get you too far. It's going to get you to a certain point, and then you're going to realize, like I realized, that the money is just not where my heart is, and that's okay. It's okay to sort of change course. It's okay to want something different after a certain while. And granted, I did not build my public health career on this idea that I wanted to make a lot of money. For those of you who know anything about being a civil servant or working for a city agency, you don't make a whole lot of money, and only a few make more than six figures. And it's because we go into the work not looking for the dollar. We go into the work because we want to serve. So I never had any illusions that I would make a whole lot of money being a public health researcher. With that said, I am blessed and fortunate to have worked really, really hard and have that work be recognized and move up in my agency in a pretty swift manner. So I don't take that for granted. I'm very, very grateful for that. I'm grateful for all the wonderful colleagues I've been able to work alongside, a bunch of brilliant folks. But after 10 years, it was time to go. So that's what happened. I just gave my notice. It was no grand fare. I went to lunch one day with my best friend, and I found myself having the same conversation I was having every single day, which is, I don't like working here. It's stressful. I would rather do something else. I want to have more freedom and flexibility in my time. And then it was just like, stop. I don't want to have this conversation anymore. I went back upstairs and I gave my notice. Thank you for the high five, the thumbs up. I gave my notice, and then the next day I made it sort of official with a letter. Now, I did not enter into this oh, thank you. I didn't enter into this decision. Yes, I will be doing public health consulting on the side. It will not take up a lot of my time, but it will. I'm grateful that I have some skills that I can easily sort of share with others and get paid for it. So I'm grateful for that. But I didn't enter into this decision lightly. I did think about it. I've been thinking about it for years. And then something wonderful happened in June, this past June, where I was able to take a full month off for vacation, because I had that much vacation time because I was working just like a mad woman for years and not taking the adequate time off. But I was able to take a month off. Part of that time I spent in Greece, on the beautiful island of Santorini, and I had a lot of time to think as I sort of floated in the Aegean Sea and stared out at a lot of blue. So I had a lot of time to think about what I wanted to have in my life. So when I came back, a lot of my colleagues were completely surprised. They didn't think I was going to come back. But I came back, and when I came back, I came back and I started to do a few things to kind of get my stuff in order so that I can make my exit. So these are the 5 things that I did over the course of, I want to say, the last 15, 18 months. And if you're considering quitting your job, whether it's 4 figures, 5 figures, 6 figures, 7 figures, whatever, I think it still applies. There's certain things that you have to think through before you consider making a leap. Okay? You have more than a skill. You have expertise. Yes. Thank you, Chantel. Hi, Hermione. So here are the 5 things. Floating in the agency gave you the inspiration to float out the agency. Yes, Kelly, it sure did. Puts things in perspective when you're sitting out on the beach. So here are the 5 things that I did, and I did them not by myself, but definitely as part of a community. The first thing that I did was, and this is thanks to my best friend. I really do wish that everybody had a best friend who was actually a trained therapist, because I just think we'll just have a lot more happy people in the world. But my best friend is an actual therapist. Like, people pay her and they go and they lay on her couch. Oh, I'm sorry for the poor connection. They go and lie on her couch, not lay. You lay objects, you lie your body down. They go and lie on her couch, and she talks them through things. So for a while, I was really, really negative about my work environment. And my best friend is always encouraging me, you need to reframe this, and you need to really focus on what is it that you want, how do you want to feel, and stay in that space. So that's the first thing I would encourage you to do, is if your day job sucks, and the research says that most people are in jobs that they just hate, the first thing that you should do is, one, don't give into the negativity. Really think about, what is it that you really want? What would you rather be doing? How do you want to feel? And see if there's a way for you to have those feelings and possibly do some of those things in your current job. So exhaust all the options where you are. So for example, if you're working a regular office job, city job, and you're like, oh, I really want to write for a living. I want to be a writer. And I have a lot of creative friends at the job. I have one particular friend, she works at the job. She's a really skilled writer, creative writer, writes plays and all types of think pieces and essays. And one of the things that she's doing is, yes, she has to come to work, but she also looks for opportunities where she can use her skills to write for people on the job. So whether that is supporting other senior leaders with their talks, or linking them up to the public press and helping them work on their talks for the public press, or essays for the public press, like magazines, etc. She has done that, and I'm sure it's not the ideal situation for her, but she is using her skills. she is indulging the things that are important to her. In addition to that, she has looked for opportunities outside of work to sort of continue her writing. So one, figure out what you want, figure out how you want to feel, and make sure you've exhausted all the opportunities at your current job to have those feelings and to sort of start to walk in and have the things that you want. Another thing that you should do is you want to answer a couple questions. After you've figured out what you want and how you want to feel, you want to think about what do you have right now that can get you on the path to having what you want. So yeah, this is where I think before you can quit your job, you really have to spend some time thinking and planning. Not getting into planning paralysis or analysis paralysis, but really taking some time to write out what it is that you really want and like what do you have right now that can help you get on that path. So in my case, I'm like, well, I knew as the years went on that I really want to pursue art professionally. Well, I started off slow. I make art, I sell art. I'm trying my hardest now to sell more of my work, but I've set up my entire house in a way that really supports that. I'm grateful that I have a pretty large New York City apartment where I can have a studio in my kitchen. I've cleared out half of my living room so I can start painting large. But one of the things that I have at my sort of disposal is I have space. I have space to make work. I also have friends who are artists or who have connections to the art world. So I made a whole list of what are all the things that I have right now that can get me to where I want to be, and that is professionally pursuing art. And for you, it may be something different. Like, take some time to think about what do I have at my disposal to get me on my path to either working for myself or quitting my current situation, etc. The third thing is you want to get a tribe. Now, what you should not do is tell everybody all your business and all your plans, because one, it's just not helpful. A lot of times your plans are so fragile and you want to hold them tightly. You want people to tread lightly with the things that you share, so you don't want to be all over the place sharing everything. You want to make sure you have a support network, a tribe of people that care for you, that see you, and that can sort of speak truth to your dreams. Because sometimes you need people to cheer you on. Sometimes you need people to tell you the truth. Girl, that's not going to work. Come with something else. Perhaps you need to take more classes before you make this leap because you don't have the skill or the expertise or the connections. But you want to have a small tribe of people that you can, with whom you can share sort of your plans for making your leap, and people who are going to be honest with you and compassionate. So that was number 3. And again, be selective. Number 4, and this is a little bit about, similar to number 2, you really want to look at your assets, and this is where you got to look at your money, folks. You cannot quit your day job if you don't have any money. It's not going to work, and you're going to be mad, and you're going to be upset, and you're going to take this wonderful, beautiful thing called your passion, your dream, your talent, and you're going to put all of this weight on it, i.e. make money for me so that I can live, and then you're going to be upset, and it's not going to work, and then you're going to have to go find another job, and then you're going to think, hey, that didn't work, I'm no good, I suck. And that's not what it is. What it was that you needed to you needed some space and cushion to give your dream time to sort of grow. So find another way to make money if you're going to leap. So you got a couple options. 1, know where your assets are. Do you have money saved? You should have a little bit of money saved. 2, do you have friends and family that can help if you find yourself in a pinch? You want to write that down on your assets. Do you have money? And I would never, ever, ever, ever recommend you doing this, but you do want to put this down on paper just so you know what is in your retirement, because if push come to shove and you have an emergency, you want to know where your money is. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not telling you to cash out your 401k But I'm just telling you, know where your money is. What do you have in your checking account? What do you have in your savings account? What do you have in your retirement account? Do you have any money stashed under the mattress? Whatever. Your siblings, let them know what's going on. See if they got some resources in the event that you're in a pinch. So you want to write all that down and be clear about that. So the reason why that's important is because then you'll know how much time do I actually have to sort of be out here, right? How much time can I work without having to get a paycheck? Because honestly, folks, money, yep, that's exactly what Liz Gilbert said. Because sometimes you just need enough time to actually build your thing without it generating money. You just don't want to be stressed out about it. So one of the things that I did, and it was funny, I didn't factor in my retirement into my plans. I just said, okay, this is what I got saved. This is sort of what I'm going to get when I leave, and whatever the case may be. It was a colleague of mine who she had shared with me when I got back from Greece. I said to her, I said, yeah, I didn't do the cliff jumping like I wanted to do. I really wanted to jump into the sea, but I realized I can't swim that well. And she said, oh my God, I'm glad you didn't do that. My daughter did that, and she like broke her back. And my husband and I, we had to like drain our retirement so that we can charter a plane to fly her to the hospital. And I was just like, my mouth fell to the floor. Thankfully, her daughter's fine. But it was in that moment, in that little 5-minute conversation, that a light bulb went off to me, and I said, yeah, that's right. You can work your entire life. You can save up this money from your job, and in an instant, that retirement can be gone. Either because of some Ponzi scheme, because that happened, Bernie, thanks. Or it can be because you had an emergency, a family life and death situation where you had to drain your account. And what that and this woman who shared this with me, she is completely fine. She is working, she's healthy, her kids are healthy, her husband is healthy, and she's happy, and she's doing the kind of work that she loves. But in that moment, what it said to me was that you have resources, you only have today. Do what you need to do, and there's always more where that came from. So when I think about the money that I've stored up for retirement, I don't have any plans on using it, but if I have to, for the sort of forwarding of my dream to pursue art professionally, I will. Because hey, I believe in abundance. I believe there's more where that came from. I believe I can make it back in an instant. I believe I can make it back with selling one painting. So so that fourth one is like, just know where your assets are, know what you have, know sort of what your boundaries are around each pot of money, and then sort of write that down and keep that near. The last thing is, and this is so important after you've done all these 4 things, the last thing is you have to get into massive action, firm action. You have to employ all of your faith, and you have to get to work. It is so easy to go into a day job where you know every 2 weeks you're going to get a paycheck. Even on the days when you're like, I don't feel like working today, I'm going to clean my desk. And I know some of you do that, because I know I'm not the only one. Actually, I don't clean my desk that often, but occasionally, right? You still get a check. You get a check every 2 weeks. It's in there, direct deposit, same amount every 2 weeks. When you're working for your own, it's all based on your action. And that action, that massive action, it has to be focused and it has to be on target. So you have to get into massive action to plan your escape, your leap. And then as you're leaping, after you've leapt, you have to stay in massive action, because that's how you keep the opportunities coming. That's how you keep the money coming, because money is important. Again, money gives you these options to do all sorts of things, whether that's expand your work, expand your practice, give, but you have to be in massive action, because if not, you're going to start to doubt your decision to leave. You're going to just be in your head when what you need to be doing is actually working and getting to work and enjoying your work. So those are the 5 tips. Firm action, faith action. Yes, I'm going to recap them. 1, you need to answer the question, how do you want to feel in your work? And then you want to exhaust all the possibilities at your current day job to make sure that you are really sort of feeling out your situation before you leave. Number 2, you want to answer a few questions. What do you want? Why do you want it? And what do you have right now that will get you to get you on the path to having it? Number 3, you want to get a tribe to think things through, and you want to be very selective with that tribe. Number 4, you want to you want to assess your assets. Where is your money? And how long will it last you? And then the last thing is you want to get into massive action as you're heading out the door, so that come the day when you don't have to get up to go to your day job, you're not feeling crazy and like a loser. Why? Because you've already started. You've already started walking in your sort of entrepreneurial outfit. Okay? Any questions about anything I've said? And after I post the video, actually I don't know how Facebook Live works. Maybe after I post it, if you would share it so that more people can watch it. I forgot to tell you. So I'm doing all of these things. I've done all of these things. And with regard to this last one, massive action in particular, one of the things that I'm committed to doing as I move into this space of working for myself, service is like, it's just the top priority for me. I want to serve. I want to be helpful. I want to inspire people and instigate change in their lives. And I want to do that in a variety of ways. But one of the ways that is going to be really, really important to me is doing it in person, like literally getting in there with folks and making art, whether that's through workshops, get small gatherings. But it's really, really important to me. And when I look back over my life, especially my time at the health department, I realized that the things that have meant the most to me have been the things where I was able to bring together small groups of people to do something creative, whether that was starting a knitting class, whether that was most recently doing collaging at work. It's these times where you can get together with people and just talk with them one-on-one while you're being in a creative space that I really enjoy. So the way that I'm getting into massive action as I leap out of the door is I'm gonna sort of start my art workshops. I'm doing one in New York City. I'm hoping to take this on the road. I have interest in the Maryland, DC area, interest in Atlanta, interest in LA. I'm hoping to just travel all over to share my new workshop called Collage and Chill. I know you like that name. I can't remember whether it was my best friend who thought of that or somebody else, but it's really funny. And it's in the process of being trademarked. Collage and Chill. So if you want to know more about the Collage and Chill workshops that are in New York City and maybe coming to a city near you, you can go over to collageandchill.com. The first one, I believe, is in 2 weeks, and it should be great. Yay, thank you. Exactly, Kelly. Kelly says sometimes a toxic environment is what propels you to action to achieve your dreams. That having been said, how do you balance massive action with the need to heal from traumatic and disempowering experiences? Okay, that's a good question, Kelly. And I'm going to tell you what my best friend tells me all the time. Basically, you can decide what a situation means to you. And a lot of times we feel things, whether that's anger, sadness, bitterness, frustration, because of the thoughts that we have. And our thoughts will determine our sort of feelings and our actions. Now, I'm not saying that the environment that you work in isn't traumatic and disempowering. It might well be. But you get to decide how you're gonna feel. You get to decide how you're gonna feel when you walk in your office every day. You get to decide how when you receive that email from someone and they're being disrespectful and rude, how you're gonna respond and how you're gonna feel. Nothing that happens outside of you determines sort of who you are and how you should think about yourself. So yeah, the environment may be effed up, but you could also walk in there deciding that your vibration is going to be love and light. And I'm telling you, it works, because if your environment is anything like my environment, there are days when you want to throat punch somebody. There are days when you're like, this is crazy. But I usually put on some music and I say, my vibration is love. And the people here that I work with, they're doing the best that they can with what they have. And I kind of reframe it in my mind. And it takes a lot of practice, trust me, because when my therapist best friend is telling me this stuff when I am pissed off, I want to throat punch her. But she's right. She's always right. She spent a lot of time sort of dealing with people or serving people and helping people sort of reframe the way that they think. And it's actually starting to sink in for me. So simply put, you decide how you feel. Not the environment, not anything else. And there are a lot of stories of people who have been in extremely oppressive situations and they've still managed to sort of not let it seep into them. So be encouraged, Kelly Belly. You are more powerful than you think you are. Music can be key to keep you from harming someone. Yes! Yes, Sharice. That is true. I know it's hard. LaShonda says it's hard though. I feel like walking out. I think this is where it's funny, because I wrote in my email newsletter this morning that an intentional life is a beautiful life. This idea of living with intention requires you to, one, why are you at the job you're at? So let's start there. Like, why are you at this job? Is it just because it's the only job that you could get because you need the money? Is it you chose it and then it was like it turned into madness? But just figure out, why are you in the current situation that you're in? Because some of us, we go to work. I will be the first one to tell you, I was not about to quit no job 5 years ago, 7 years ago, 8 years ago. Why? Because I had a child to feed. Period. End of story. She needs to eat and she needs a place to live. So that's what we were doing. But I was clear what I was sacrificing and for what purpose. So if you hate your job, one, do you really need to be there? Is there another place where you can be? Two, why did you sign up for it in the first place? So focus on that. If it's to take care of your family, if it's to take care of yourself, focus on the good that your job does provide. And stay in a place of gratitude, because if not, I'm telling you, it will eat you alive. A year ago, I was in a really terrible place. And I'm so grateful that I'm able to leave my job in this peaceful place. I don't hate nobody. In fact, I love everybody. When I left for Greece back in June, I was burnt out. If you would have asked me the wrong question, I don't know, I would have taken a pin straight to your eyeball. But I'm so happy that I can just leave in a peaceful place, because the last thing you want to do is you want to leave a place guns blazing, burning bridges. That's a no-no. You don't need to do that. Trust me, it's not good. Yes, keep the headphones on the desk so people don't come over to your desk. Yeah, I work in an open space too, so folks come up to my desk all the time. Yes, I hear you, LaShonda. I hear you. Yes, when you put in that 2 weeks, everybody gets hugs and kisses. Bye, guys. It was a pleasure. I'll see you on the outside. Any more questions? I know I don't have no idea what time is it. Oh yeah, it's almost time. But this was fun. So here's what we're gonna do. Oh, hi, Jill. Yes, I look so happy now. A year ago, not so much. We should catch up. I'll have lots of free time on my hands. Well, I'm gonna be working. I'm gonna keep a set schedule, but I'll have a lot more flexibility to sort of meet people for coffee and tea. So here's what's gonna happen. One, I would love for you to go over to collageandchill.com and check that out, and share it if you're not in New York City. And then two, it will be great if you meet me back here next Sunday. I think I might want to do these videos every Sunday at 9 for about 30 minutes and just kind of keep you abreast of the progress, of some of the tools that I'm using, of the many books that I'm reading to keep my mind right. If that's something that you are interested in, please do let me know. But I think I'm going to make this a weekly show. I need a name. What shall we call this show? What shall we call this 9 o'clock on Sunday show? Get your mind right for Monday? I don't know. If you have a thought about that, let me know. Oh, as far as what are my next steps, so starting September 3rd, thank you for asking, LaShonda. 2 things. 1, I am going to be doing public health consulting. So my website and everything will be up in the next week or so, and I'll share that. I'm waiting for my name, my LLC name, to kind of like be solid, but I'm probably going to use it anyway. So I'll have that up, and that can be shared, and I'll be all deep inside of LinkedIn looking for work. I've already got a few things lined up, so I'm very grateful for that. And I'm not in a hurry to add more clients. I want to be very selective about the work that I do, because after doing public health for 10 years, I am super clear on what my skills are, and I'm super clear how I can add value. And I need to be super clear that you are ready as an organization for the value that I bring, because it's not a win-win if you aren't ready, because I'm definitely ready. So that's one thing. And then the other thing is just pursuing art professionally. So getting my art in magazines, on book covers, in galleries, in anywhere really, and then getting that art sold. I would love to be in some group shows. So if any of you are artists or know artists, know any group shows that I can submit to, let me know. But those are the 2 things that I'm going to be doing. Oh, my link is broken. Oh no. Let me test it, because I tested it before I got on. collageandchill.com. You know, something always goes wrong. Oh no, it's working. Collage and Chill. COLLAGE and AND Chill. CHILL.com. So yeah, those are the things that I'll be up to. Doing art workshops, selling art, making art, and doing public health consulting. Any other questions? Oh my God, I can't believe you guys stayed. It was broken? No! Well, how is that possible? Thanks, LaShonda. Okay, so let me check the Collage and Chill link again, because it's working for me. collageandchill.com. Okay, another way you can go to it, no worries, you can go to kristadavid.com, which is my website, and just click on the Collage and Chill tab at the top. So that's another way that you can do it. Oh, it worked for you, Jill? Okay, so you can get to it 2 ways, either collageandchill.com. If that doesn't work, you can go to kristadavid.com and just click on Collage and Chill Workshop, and you'll find it. Okay? How much did you save? How much did I save? I have, without having to go into the retirement funds, probably about 4.5 months. So it's not a whole lot, but it's enough. About 4.5 months. So that's, it's not a whole lot, but it is enough for me to, so the way that I see it is that I will, and I already have some jobs lined up, so I can pretty much get through the end of the year, but then I have some jobs lined up for October, November, and December already, and I also have something lined up for the spring, starting the end of January. So I think it's okay. Like, I'm not in a rush, like I said, to take on too many clients. I plan to take, the first couple weeks in September and just sort of work and kind of make sure my online home at kristadavid.com is set up, and then I'm blogging regularly, sharing regularly, etc. And yeah, I should be pretty okay. And then here's what I also know. Like if it gets to a point where I feel like I'm really, really pinched, or I just hate not having the structure of a 9 to 5, then I'll just go apply for jobs. Like I have never had a problem getting a job at all. Like I am grateful, and I don't sort of wear this like a badge or anything, but the fact of the matter is I have 2 Ivy League degrees. I'm really smart. I work really, really hard, and I don't have a problem getting a job. And more importantly, I don't have an ego that will allow me to walk away from an opportunity just because it's not paying 6 figures, right? So if things got rough, I'll just go find a job. I don't expect that to happen though, because I know people are making it on their own, and I've been resourceful all my life. I've been working most of my life since I was 13 for a check, so I know how to find jobs. Thank you so much, LaShonda, and I will see. Oh, thanks, Steffi, so much. Are you still in New York? If so, we definitely need to catch up. Okay, so I'm gonna sign off now. I think we did our first Facebook Live video. I will be here next Sunday. Oh, thank you for joining, Crystal. I will be here next Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern with a new name for this new weekly show. Black Girl Excellence. I like that. I will always be employed. So I'll be here every week. I'll be sharing tips and that I'm using to help me build my creative business, and I'm here to answer any questions. I don't have all the answers, but I will tell you what I think. Okay, and yeah, so that is it. I will talk to you, beautiful people, next week at 9 o'clock. Can't believe I did this video. This was fun. Okay, bye guys. Or ladies. Thanks for the hearts and the thumbs up. I have no idea what they mean. None. I think I probably need to go read about Facebook Live. Bye, Ashley. I'm gonna text you. You see this? This is not beat. This is all bear. Okay, now I'm just being funny. Thanks, guys. Oh, you guys are sending me these hearts. These are fun. These are way better than periscopes. Until then, hi, Bonnie. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Have a good Sunday evening and a wonderful Monday.